Alright, you creeps.
Who are you?
Welcome back to the channel. My name is Charlie Twitch. And you are witnessing the development of games at my own hand. It's your resident technical bimbo here to acquaint you with a brand new project. You heard me correctly. I started a new game. Discussions on how to avoid attaching oneself to every new concept you happen upon always talk about ways of suppressing the urges. But what if they're wrong?
Let me show you how.
Grab a coffee or a soda pop and your favorite cushion, because it's story time, my darlings. And the title of the story today is Devlogs for New Games Are the Most Successful in Terms of Engagement.
Then there's us, the subs.
Every time I consume a new piece of media, it has a chance of inspiring a new idea. So when I sat down with my wife to watch the story of Super Mario Kart by gaming historian, I was already playing with fire. My wife had just returned home after a week in hospital, you see, and was set up on the couch where we would spend the next few weeks together. We'd been playing Garfield Kart, so it seemed appropriate to watch a documentary about the progenitor of the genre. I'd recently reinstalled it for my niece and couldn't stop thinking how she too was captivated by kart racers and their inviting but engaging gameplay. As my wife slept on my shoulder, I felt myself being drawn to the idea of producing a kart racing game. Hearing how the team were so inspired after going to a real go-kart track that they built their own RC kart got me red in the cheeks. Now adequately engorged, I started delving into the world of go-karting.
I've been expecting you.
Go-karting is a pretty interesting part of automotive culture, and it's been around since the 1950s. While as a sport it may appear to be marketed to kids and families, the professional and hobbyist karting scenes have enthusiasts from all walks of life. It shouldn't be a surprise that Formula 1 and rally drivers often get their starts as teens in the karting circuit, but did you know that some of them do it with twin-engine karts? Look at this shit.
So cool.
Never mind. Just sit still and behave yourself.
I started by making a frame and some wheels in Blender and set up a kart using Godot's vehicle body node. For the handling, I'm partially basing it off of my experiences being in a kart, but mostly by watching as much vintage karting footage as possible. And thankfully, the community has been documenting and uploading footage of the sport since the very beginning.
You know I love you all, and I want to please you.
Using a similar method to the fish in my previous videos, I summoned my AI knuckleheads. While I assumed them flipping over each other was an issue with the physics, it turns out go-karts crash really easily, and spectacularly too. I was still doing this in open secret at this point. I didn't want my wife to know I'd started a new project, but as my desk is in the living room where I work incessantly as she watches TV, she fucking knew.
Was he really asleep or just afraid to see me go?
While I had my premise, building out a whole new roster of humans with backgrounds seemed like a bit of a time sink. To make it easier for myself, I looked to characters I created for the Miracle series, a spin-off.
Relax. Okay. Look, we have forever.
Finally, I had everything I needed. A premise, my cast, and a working prototype. It was time to start fleshing things out. At work, I started recording long, rambling monologues on how I would execute these brilliant ideas. At home, I kept adding piece by piece, my vision slowly coming into focus.
Oh, it smells nice.
As the game had progressed, so did my wife's recovery, almost as if the act of making the game itself was bringing her back to life. It had only been about a month at this point, but we were regularly discussing the game and our individual plans for the near future. This was around when she introduced me to the concept of a Gantt chart.
Are you ready? Yeah, sure.
It's basically a calendar. My wife, I mean the Gantt chart. My wife and the Gantt chart are an indispensable part of the development process now. For example, getting ragdolls to work wasn't ever a priority, so once I got it functioning, the Gantt led me back to what I should have been doing.
Roger that.
Even though this was probably the most fun thing I'd done in game development since I figured out how to make realistic cutlery. In the past, I've avoided announcing anything because the projects either don't feel far enough along or that I want them to exist enough. And I guess sometimes it's just because I don't want to exist. But I feel differently about this, and I hope I get the chance to share it with y'all. And if I don't, well, it's back to music. So finally, I can fully introduce to you Miracle Karts. I'm now on Gantt 2.0 as of yesterday, and it looks like the demo will be ready for the public towards the end of March. This isn't the first time I've been like, oh yeah, it's a month away, but this is the first time I'm employing a system to help, so if I'm off, it at least won't be by much.
You say that, and yet your actions don't say that.
Ultimately, Gantt-based time management has led to a lot of good, quick decisions, and it's making taking time away from the project hurt at least a little less. My next update will likely be a trailer for the early access demo. Regarding my other projects, if you're worried about them, then you should probably subscribe to the channel. I post at least once a month with either a short video update or a vlog like the one you're watching right now. To all of you struggling with burnout, listen to your body and spirit. My wife is doing great at the moment, and I'm working on avoiding some of the habits that led her to where she was and where I often feel I am headed. Oh yeah, and therapy. Go to therapy every once in a while. And check on your friends, hug your cats, and pedal to the fucking metal.